We don't have that much time left. 4 or 5 weeks of really, and there's a lot of little things happening here and there, ram this, ram that. So we're gonna try to stay focused, get our work done so we can be done with it, right? So I'm gonna try to teach you the fine art of algebra 2. I'm gonna try to teach you like the things that you need to know before you leave this class. I don't wanna,
For our final, can you give us like a good review?
Yeah, I do that every year. I give review like it's gonna cover like what we cover from the midterm all the way to the end, right? And shut down those two computers.
How many questions are going on the fly?
I don't know, probably 40 questions, 50.
50?
Maybe 40 questions. Okay, 40 questions or something like that. All right. So today's section is gonna be about rational exponents. And we've already talked about radical numbers, right? Square root, anything with like fifth root and all of that. Now, there's another way to write radicals. We use what we call the exponential form, okay? So now, for example, if I give you this example here, I say write x to the 1 over 6 in the radical form. This becomes what? The 6th root of x. This is how you go from one to the next, okay? And then here, I say write the 4th root of z in the exponential format. It becomes z to the 1/4. Now, there is a general formula that you can use to figure this out, right? So which is this? If I have b root of x to the a, this is the equivalent of x to the a over b. Example, the 5th root of x squared is basically x to the 2/5. Right? So that's all you need to know. We've gone from radical form to the exponential form. Example, if I give you this here, and I want you to write this in the exponential form, what would I be?
7 over
X to the 5 over 7, right? X to the 5 over 7. What if I have this now? And I want you to go and write this in a radical form. So what would that be?
B to the 1. Oh, B to the 1/3.
B to the 1/3, right? So you can go from one to the next. It's really easy to convert them, okay? And why this is useful, you're gonna see that in a little bit here, right? For example, the first subsection here, the second subsection is how do you evaluate an expression with a rational exponent, right? How do you evaluate it? When you hear the word evaluate, that means you need to calculate what it is. We need to find it, right? We need to find what it is. This is 81, yeah.
Would that be negative 81 or 81?
No, it's not. No, it's not negative 81.
What about the negative?
I'm getting there. You're jumping ahead of time, right? So I evaluate, right, an expression with a rational exponent. The rational exponent here is negative 1 to the 4, negative 1/4, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is, remember, whenever we have a negative, we need to make sure at some point that negative is, you're going to get rid of it, okay? But before you do that, you can rewrite this without the negative exponent. So what do? It becomes what? You remember from last, before you left on the break?
1 over 81.
1 over what?
81.
81 to the 1/4, right? But then we are not done. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to evaluate this, okay? So I'm going to break down 81. If I break down 81 gives me what? 9 times 9, which is also 9 squared. It's a good thing, but we want to go to we want to make sure when we do that, we use the prime number 3 to the what? 3 to the 4th, right? So 81 is 9 times 9, and this is 3, 3, 3, and 3, so it's 3 to the 4th. So that means I can go and replace this by 3 to the 4th, the whole thing to the power of what? 1/4. So you see what's happening here, right? Now, do you remember we talked about the power of the power, right? So what do you do with the 4 and 1/4? You can multiply them, right? We're going to multiply these here because when you multiply, you're going to be able to simplify after multiplying, okay? So that becomes what? That becomes 1 over 3, and then 4 times 1/4 is 4 over 4, which is basically 1 over 3, right? So basically, 81 raised to the power of negative 1 over 4 is 1/3. So this is the simplified version of it. So this is how you evaluate it. Okay? So 81 to the negative 1/4 became 1/3. You got to go through a transformation process, recognize that this can be broken down, and then once you break it down, you can get to this point, and then go a little further down, and then simplify that. Okay? Example, let me give you an example here that you guys can work on to figure this out. So what if I have negative 3,125 raised to the power of 1/5, okay? Actually, let me not put a negative there. So I got 3,001 negative 125 raised to the power of negative 1/5. So how would you do this here?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
1 over.
Now, I know you can put this in the calculator, it's going to spit it out. But for this exercise, it's for homework. You better show me your work. Don't put it in the calculator and just put one, don't do that. Because I'm going to require to see your work. Right? So 3,125, so if you break down 3125, so how can we break down 3125? What goes into 5 and what?
I don't know.
5 and
5 and
625, right? And 625 is 25 and 25, right? And now it's 5 and 5, and this is 5 and 5, right? How many 5s do we have?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we have now, this becomes 1 over 3,125 to the 1/5, right? And then we can replace these by 5 to the 5, okay? So it's 1 over 5 to the 5 raised to the 1/5. And then we get to the same result, okay? 5 is going to multiply power over power, so the final result is 1/5. Now, the calculator can do that in a split second, right? This is the power now of AI and all these tools. We can put stuff in and then, yes, I mean, it's still artificial intelligence, right? You put in the calculator, it's a calculator, right? You put in the calculator, it's still doing the work for you, the computer's still doing it, so it's still artificial intelligence.
That only counts if it's self-trained itself to do the task. We programmed every possible outcome.
The same way with the AI too, you trained it because you
train it. It did the training on its own.
Yeah.
He's not artificial, and I trained him to do something. Play soccer. He's not artificial, is he?
I don't know. I think he might be artificial. All right. So now next thing we're gonna try to work on the next one, 216 to the 2/3. As you can see there, this is a little different, right? So I'm gonna choose the same route. I'm gonna break down 216, right? So if you break 216 to the 2/3, so how would you break down 216?
Okay, so.
What goes
4.
into 4 and what?
4 and
4 and
54.
54? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Okay. And then 54 is what?
9
6 and 9, right? And 9 is 3 and 3. And 6 is 3 and 2, right? And 4 is what? 2 and 2. Now watch this. How many 2s do I have?
3.
How many 3s do I have?
3.
So we're going to rewrite this as, right? 2 to the what? Third times 3 to the third. The whole thing raised to the power of what? 2/3, right? So now what we're going to do is each one is going to be multiplied by the exponent. We're going to do them one at a time, okay? So 2 to the third, 3 times 2/3 is going to give you what? 2 to the 6 over 3, right? Because this is this. And then the same thing here, 3, this and this, so that gives you 3 to the 6/3, right?
That's your answer?
No, we're not done. 6 over 3 is what? 2. So it's 2 to the second times 3 to the second, which is basically 4 times 9. That is what? This is 4 times 9, 36.
Oh, it was 36.
Right? 4 times 9 is 36. Again, yeah.
How did we get, where did the two come from for the,
Yeah?
no, down there, so for the.
Right here? 6 over 3. Right? 6 over 3 is 2. 6 over 3 is 2. So it's 2 squared times 3 squared, which is 4 times 9, that's 36. Alright? So basically, we are just using our transformation to get to the result, right? You gotta be able to simplify numbers, write numbers using the, what do you call that again? This is the prime factorization. You need to be able to do this, okay? Prime factors. Prime factors, we did that in pre-algebra. I'm doing it now, we must do, right? All right, so now the next thing we're gonna learn how to do is, we're gonna learn how to simplify expressions with rational exponent. Now the first one is pretty straightforward, right? I have a to the 2 sevenths times a to the 4 sevenths. Since the base is the same, what do?
You can add the.
I can add the exponent, right? They have the same base, so this becomes what? A 2 7
6 over 7.
plus 4 7, right? Because the base is the same, you just add the exponent, so that becomes a to the 6 over 7, right? And I'm done, right? I'm done with this one. Now the next one is the one that is going to cause us to do a little bit more work. Because again, we're going to have to use the conjugate expression here, right? Now as you can see, what kind of exponent is this? Negative. I have a negative exponent, so I need to fill my first transformation
Fraction.
is to get this turned into a fraction, right? So that's going to give me 1 over what? B to the 5 over 6, right? So now I want to rationalize the denominator, right? If you were in Togo, it's called the denominator, right? So I want to rationalize the denominator, right? So what do? When I say rationalize, that means what? I do not want to have
The bottom.
an exponent that is, this is not a ration, I want to rationalize it. I want to turn this into a real number, right? So this is b to the 5 6. So how much do I need to add to these to change that? 1. So this is what I'm going to add, what? B to the 1 6 and b to the 1 6, right? Because now what's going to happen is this plus this, if I add the exponent, I'm just going to get what? B to the 6 over 6, which is b to the 1, right? Again, I'm trying to rationalize the denominator. So on the top, I see that with my b to the 1 over 6. And on the bottom, if I do this here, I'm going to add the exponent. I get b to the 6 over 6. So this is basically b to the 1 over 6 over b. And this is where you stop, because you rationalize the denominator. Okay? If you ask me, I think it's a very silly way of doing things, because what's the point of, I'm good with just keeping the negative exponent. But it's just standard says we have to transform it. Because to me, this looks more complex than that. Right? Why would I want to do this when I can just stop here and know that this is my expression? But that's what I do, so we have to do it. Okay? Now, we're going to learn how to simplify radical expressions. We've done this in our last session, but we can still do it again, right? Now, if you notice here, right, can I divide 27 into 3? No, why? Why can I not do that?
Because there's roots.
There are different roots, right? This is what? The 4th root, and this is just what? Square root, right? So I cannot divide them. But if this was just square root of 27 over square root of 3, I could have just done it, and that would have given me what? Square root of 9, which is 3. But unfortunately, we have this here, so we can't do that, right? So you have to make sure you can't divide these two if they do not have the same roots. You can't do that. You cannot. I'll repeat that again. You can't, right? So now what we do is this. We're going to use the exponential form to do this, right? So how do I write 27? 4th root of 27, what? 27 to the power of what? 1/4, right? And then this is just going to be what? Square root of 3 is 3 to the what? 3 to the 1/2, right? Now I can work with this. Now I can change 27. Again, I'm going to use the same kind of process. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and I know that 27 is 3 and 9, and it's 3 and 3, so it's 3 to the 3, right? So I'm going to rewrite this as 3 to the 3rd, the whole thing to the 1/4, over 3 to the 1/2. Now we're not done yet. I can still transform this here, right? So this is 3 to the 3/4, and why is that so? Because I multiply these, right? Power for power, you have to multiply them, over 3 to the 1/2. Now what do I do here? I have 3 to the 3/4 over 3 to the 1/2. How do I simplify this?
You have to change 1/2 to equal to the denominator for 4?
We can do that, or we can just subtract them, right?
Oh, okay.
But we can do that too, because this is 3/4 and this is 1/2, so I can find the common denominator, right? What's the common denominator here? Well, how do I change 1/2?
2/4.
2/4. So that becomes 3 to the 3/4, right? Over 3 to the 2/4. And now I can subtract it, right? This minus that gives me what? 3 to the 1/4, right? 3/4 minus 2/4, that's 3 to the 1/4. And I'm done, I can stop here. Okay? So again, you have to recognize we are using multiple techniques here to solve this. You have to be able to understand that you need to turn this into a rational exponential form. And then second, you need to recognize that you need to break down the 27 into its prime numbers. And then, once you divide, we've learned the division rule of exponent by subtracting them. Okay? And make sure you never get a negative exponent, because technically they say that this is not how you write things. Okay, now what about this one here? I have cubic root of 64 z to the 6. So what do I do here? I'm going to use the,
Break down the 64.
break down the 64, right? We're going to start by breaking down the 64,
0 2.
right? Can I erase this? Yes? So we're going to start by breaking down the 64. Okay, so 64, I already know 64 is 8 and 8, right? And I know 8 is 2 to the 3rd, because it's 2 times 2 times 2, right? 3 2s. And this is the same here, 2, 2, and 2. So 64 is basically 2 raised to the power of 6. Okay? So now I can work with this, right?
Is that
So
Z or 2?
that's Z.
Okay.
So that becomes now 64. I'll put these things in it here like this, right? 6 to the power of what? 1 over 3. Everybody agrees with me on that? Right? Because if I put this in bracket, I can raise the whole thing to the power of 1/3, because the outside is 3. Okay? I can do that if I want. Now, I know that 64 is 2 to the power of 6. Okay? So I'm going to change this into 2 to the 6, z to the 6, the whole thing to the 1/3. And then my last step will be to just multiply the exponent, right? So now it's going to give me 2 to the 6 over 3 times z to the 6 over 3. And that just gives me 2 squared, right? Because 6 over 3 is 2 times z squared. And then 2 squared is 4. So my final result is 4z squared. All right? Does that make sense? Now, when it comes to this section, the way you're going to get better, do more work. Can't get better by just focusing on my examples. These are just too little. You have to be able to like do your own stuff, okay? So now I'm going to give you some things to work on here real quick. And then, let's see here what I want. Oh, there's one more thing that I want to work on. Maybe I will save that for tomorrow. I will save that for somebody. Wait a minute. Goodness gracious. So quick till I quit.